Okay, so this is the final piece after all the design work was applied. I started out making an egg, and then I decided I'd enhance that egg and put a long neck on it and a little bit of a foot. So I'm going to divide this into two more videos. One short one on throwing the neck, applying it to the egg, and creating the form. And the last video, which will be the third, will be all the flower motif and enhancing the piece with the design work. So that's where we're at. Hope you enjoy the piece, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel. Okay. Okay, so we moved inside. It's nice and warm in here. And the first technique I'm going to demonstrate is a surface technique that done with a slip trail bottle, actually a ketchup bottle with slip in it. And I'm going to be moving this, many of them, all around the piece, and it's going to be a background flower. And then I'm going to add several different other methods of making flowers to create what I hope is going to be a bouquet of flowers all up and down the sides of the piece. Okay? So, that's an example of the one I'm going to be doing. And we're going to see if we can make this work and get a good video of it. So I'm squirting out the outside of the form. And this slip is pretty stiff, so I got to squeeze pretty hard. So I'm starting out like that. And then I'm going to take a brush and go in and do some of this to it. And it works something like that. Then I'm going to go back in and apply some more in a circular pattern. Like that. And then come back in and give it the same sort of a treatment. Got to wipe the slip off after it gathers on the brush a little bit. Give it that little swirly pattern inside. Then I'll come in with my needle tool and give it some little texture right in the middle. Now on this one, I'm going to give it a little background leaf or petal right there, and give it one over here. And then I'm going to come back in with the brush and give it some of this action. Okay, not bad. So I'll be putting those around the pot and up the neck a ways in different sizes, some bigger, some smaller. And that's also going to provide me with some slip, so when I start putting flowers over the top of this, there'll be some slip there to bed the flowers down in, and then they'll stick. So I'm going to turn off the camera and add the flowers, and then we'll come back on and add on a different style. So that's the plan, and that way I won't have to do a whole lot of editing on this piece. Okay. Okay. Here's the bottle for them. And I've put enough flowers on the background. These are background flowers. Next, I'll demonstrate another kind of a flower that I'm going to add to this piece. Okay, so this method is a little more organic looking. Throw them on the wheel. First, you center up some clay. Don't want to get your clay real wet, so try not to use much water. And I'm going to use this wide flat trimming tool. You want to have your hands fairly dry. And I'm going to use my heater. And when I put a skim layer on this with the heater, so the outside surface will be stiffer. So I'm going to dry this a little bit. Okay, so it takes very little pressure, and you want a fairly sharp tool, fairly clean. I'm going to lay it down on here and then tip it one way and a slow moving wheel, and it's going to curl some edges like that, and I'm going to encourage them with my hand to go in a round shape. Pull that off. Tuck it in. And make a flower that looks like that. I'm going to pinch it together a little bit, but I don't want to destroy the texture that's on it. Lay it aside. I'm going to make another one. Wheels turning slow. Tip it down on one side, and it'll start to curl. Take it off, curl it around. another flower. Okay, I'm going to tip it down on the outside edge there. And you want to take them off pretty thin. Just so you're not adding too much weight to your piece. I leave the clay centered on the wheel. Because I don't know how many of them I'm going to need. I may have to come back and make some more. So I think that's enough to start with. And take them back in and see what happens. Okay. So I just took some slip and I applied it right there. I'm taking this one, pressing it in, and kind of laying it down. Now the rest of this slip is a little sticky also. So I'm going to put that one down there, press it back in closer to the body, and I think I'll put another one right here. Maybe a little bit smaller, like right there. When I'm doing it, I don't want to smash up my other flower patterns. So here's a couple there. This is a pretty one. Get a good pile of slip right in there between that cluster. Press this one in right there. Yeah, like that. Whoops. Okay, so this is what I got. Pressed them down here in the middle. And feel okay. Okay, so there I've added this other floral element and tried to create some balance. It also creates a little depth of field when it's laid over that first floral element. And heck, I like it. Okay. So I'll be moving on to the next type of flower I'm going to add. This is meant to kind of be a bouquet of flowers. So I used up all of those, and I'm going to start making some other ones. All right. I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to make some flowers. They're kind of a cross between a carnation and a rose. And when you're making these, there's one thing I hate. It's a flower that looks like it was cut out with a cookie cutter. They're thick. The petals, flower petals aren't thick. They're thin and delicate. So you're going to have to watch kind of closely. I'm trying to get up here in the camera. Pinch them out thin. Tear it. Like that. And start with a bud. Roll it. I mean, after all, the flower starts out with a bud, right? Then just tear a piece of that thin piece of clay you just pinched off. Pinch it thin and just keep laying on some petals. And pinch out some more. Real thin, real thin. And then just tear a piece. Put it on. Tear another piece. Add it on. Tear off another one. Add it. Then you go as big or small as you want. You should have some flowers. Well, I'm not going to tell you what you should do, but you should have flowers that go everywhere from a bud to a full-grown made flower. Right? Now I'm going to lay that aside. And I'm going to make some leaves. Leaves are the same way. A leaf is a thin item, thin piece of nature. So I'm going to start out. Where's that camera at? Here. I'm going to start out with a kind of a cone-looking thing. And then with both hands, like this, I'm just going to start pinching, working my fingernails in. Like that, all the way down. And make a leaf. It's hard to get in the camera lens, but make a leaf. Then I think I'll apply this right over in this area. Right over in here. So I'm gonna get some slip. Put some slip right in here between these flowers. I'm going to add a leaf. Then I'm going to make another leaf. Then I'm going to roll it into kind of a cone with a point. My hand's just like this. Pinching it. As I'm pinching it, since it was started in a cone shape, it'll take on that shape of a leaf. And a leaf isn't flat and straight and stiff. A leaf has some movement in it. I'll lay it down in there. Then I'll take a little more slip, lay it right there. Take my little flower, press it in right here. And there we've got a nice little flower. So this time I'm going to make a bigger flower. I'm going to run right down through here. pinching my clay out real thin. Sorry about that coughing. Okay, so I'm going to tear a piece and roll it. And make a bud. Just like that. Pinch it down back there, lay the petals out just a little bit. All right, there's a bud. Now I'm going to take this piece and tear some pieces off of it, lay them down. Then I'm going to come back, pick those up, apply them to the flower. So, there's a thin little torn piece of clay. I like the torn edges up. A little more organic looking. Add one there. Add another piece here. I pinch them in down on the stem. Add another piece. Add another one. Add another one. And it just starts looking more and more like a full flower, fully open flower. I'm going to add some more to it, make a bigger flower. I want this flower to be like it's in full bloom. And it'll take up a little more space that way also. You see, each time I'm pinching them in down here on the, where the stem is, down here, pinching it together. And there is a pretty good looking flower. I'm going to squeeze this little stem part off of it. There's some slip. Right. Oh no, almost dropped it on the floor. They never look as good after dropped on the floor. There. Now I'm going to take this flower and get the slip off of my needle tool. Press it in right there. Kind of stick a hole into the pot and twist it and pull it off. So I think you get the point. I'll be adding more leaves and more flowers. And I'll still try to keep creating balance and harmony in this floral motif. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm here for a final look at this bottle form with a floral motif. And I've been busy putting on leaves and carnations. Even put on some calla lilies. Like that one up there. You can just look at it. It's easy to see how that was made. This is the whole piece. And I wanted to create a variety, like a bouquet. And balance and harmony. And hoping to create a feeling or emotion with this piece. It would be, hopefully, something like serenity. So, I'll move in closer. Well, this piece started out as an egg. Then I decided to put a little stand on it, give it a little lift. And then I decided to go ahead and make a neck for it. Put that on, and the plan all along was to do a floral motif and to show you some of those techniques. So you got to see a lot of things in one piece here, and I think it was successful. So, once again, woo! I feel good, and I knew that I would. Remember, I need as many subscribers as I can get. And check out my new river table. It's on and getting a lot of views. And it was fun to do, and it's a beautiful table. So check that out too. The first half of this project is the first episode doing an egg. And then I'm trying to put all the rest of this in the second episode. I might have to make it into 3. I don't know yet. I have to edit. So that's where we're at. Thanks for hanging in there. And remember, we got high hopes. Kecker, Clay Whisperer, over and out.